It's time to take a look at confidence and self-esteem in The Sims 4. And these mechanics are brought into the game with the Growing Together expansion pack. Now this all starts when a sim reaches the child life stage, and early on in this life stage they will gain a temporary trait called neutral confidence. While child sims will start out with a neutral confidence, this can change depending on their experiences throughout this life stage, and a child sim's confidence can both fall to become low confidence or rise to become high confidence. Confidence can increase or decrease depending on a number of factors, but overall, I did find it a lot easier to increase confidence than to decrease it. Training up skills will see a sim's confidence increase, and generally I found that seeing a sim gain a skill level will prompt a confidence boost. Performing well at school and having your sim's grade increase will raise confidence too, as will completing aspiration milestones. Socializing with other sims in a positive way can also lead to confidence gain, and from my experience this was often sparked by making new friends, establishing positive family dynamics, or alternatively through confident moodlets brought about through socialization. And this is because seeing a sim experience a confident moodlet will also contribute to confidence gain. And I found that consistently putting your child sim in a confident mood can be a rather easy way to increase their confidence. One way to do this is to have them regularly psych themselves up using a mirror. It's also rather helpful that sometimes the act of gaining confidence itself can lead to a confident moodlet as well. Another way to increase a child sim's confidence is to have a caregiver praise their efforts. For example, if a child sim has been training a skill, such as their social or mental skill, then within the compliments section of friendly interactions, an adult will be able to praise their efforts. Similarly, if they've been dabbling in homework or their grades at school change, then a caregiver can praise their efforts towards their homework or grades. This interaction can both increase their confidence and provide a positive sentiment, due to the sim being energized by the support. Now, child sims with high confidence will become confident easier, and most importantly, if a child sim ages up to become a teenager while having high confidence, then they'll gain the high self-esteem trait, which we will talk about soon. But first, let's look at what causes a child sim's confidence to decrease. If a child sim's school grades decrease, then this will often lower their confidence, as will negative socialization. And again, in some cases, this can be tied back to the embarrassed moodlets that awkward conversations can cause. Also, I found embarrassed moodlets to be a relatively key cause of confidence loss from sims. For example, if a sim plays music around others with low skills, then this can cause an embarrassed moodlet that leads to confidence loss, as can completing poor quality school projects. Likewise, sims can become very embarrassed from peeing their pants, and very understandably, this will lower their confidence too. Another way to see a sim's confidence drop is to have them criticized by a caregiver. If a child sim has been training skills, doing their homework, or has seen a change in their grades at school, then in the arguments section of mean interactions, a caregiver will have the option to criticize them. And criticizing a child sim will lower their confidence and often spark a negative sentiment where they resent their caregiver for being criticized. Child sims who have low confidence will have a higher risk of developing the fear of being inferior, which can see them rack up lots of tense moodlets. In addition, they can gain a tense moodlet from losing confidence, and they will also gain an embarrassed moodlet when they're criticized by caregivers. Perhaps the biggest thing of note though is that if a child sim ages up to a teenager with low confidence, then they will gain the low self-esteem trait. A quick thing to add is that if a child ages up with a neutral confidence, then they will not get either the low or the high self-esteem trait. And let's take a look at both the low and high self-esteem traits now. Starting with low self-esteem, as you probably guessed, you're likely going to want to avoid this. Sims with this trait will gain a tense moodlet when they fail to gain skills or advance in their career for a period of time, and they will also have an increased chance of developing the fear of failure. In contrast, Sims with high self-esteem will regularly gain confident moodlets even when they don't gain skills for long periods of time or remain stagnant in their career. In addition, they are also less likely to develop a fear of failure. What is this fear of failure that we're talking about? Well, the fear of failure can be triggered in two ways. Firstly, by poor school or work performance, and secondly, after your sim makes poor quality craftables. While your sim has this, they'll often experience negative moodlets while crafting things, for example, sad moodlets. On top of this, the fear suggests that your sim will struggle to make quality objects and that they will struggle at work too. And anecdotally, I felt that my sim's work performance would rise a little slower. There are two ways to clear this fear. The first is to show off an object that you've crafted to another sim using the show off work interaction. I've managed to be successful with this even with a poorly crafted object. Know though that this can fail, which gives your sim an embarrassed moodlet. The second way to clear this is to request a performance review in your career. For this, while your sim is at work, change the way that they work to be performance review. Then, once they return home, they'll either be sad for having failed, or they'll be confident for having overcome the fear and gain a bonus inspired moodlet too. And with that, we're at the end. That's a look at confidence and self-esteem in The Sims 4. If you enjoyed or found this helpful, then please subscribe and leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And have an amazing day. See you later.